Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Well, I thought I'd get a video up before I put my Halloween series up. I've been working on that behind the scenes. Plus, I've been I don't know what it's been, I've been so nervous. Every time I went to try and do a video, I come over with this extreme anxiety and I really don't know what's going on. There's also been so much, I've missed so much, and there's been so much to cover that I didn't even know where to start. So I think I'll start nearer to what we're at now. And I'm going to start on these podcasts that Martin's put out and how she's been lying. I caught her lying yet again. She's unbelievable, this woman. She's lying again. I think she just tells that many lies. She's like bloody Jackanory. She tells that much lies that she can't keep up with them. So let's unpack this. Let me show you where I caught her telling well, it's not a little porcupine at this stage. We just know she's just flat out lying. So let's unpack this. Let me show you the clip.
At my worst point, being finally connected to someone that, my husband had found a referral for me to call, and I called this woman. She didn't know I was even calling her.
What?
And she was checking out at the grocery store. I could hear the little beep, beep of her doing, and I was like, hi, and I'm introducing myself, and you can literally hear her going, wait, sorry, who is this? And saying I need help. And she could hear the dire state that I was in. But I think it's for all of us to be really honest about what it is that you need and to not be afraid to make peace with that, to ask for it.
So we heard her there, right? We heard her there saying that Harry did get her help. But I'm going to come back to that. Let's talk about, she said that Harry got her help from this woman and she called this woman. And the woman was the woman didn't even know who she was. She was in a grocery store. She couldn't hear her properly. She was packing up groceries. You could hear the beep, beep, beep of the cash registers. But then Meghan goes on to say something that totally blows it out to be a bunch of BS. Meghan's saying that woman couldn't hear her. She didn't even know who she was. But then goes on to say that she could hear the distress in her voice. What? What? She didn't even know who you were, Martin. What are you talking about? She could hear the distress in your voice. You said it in the background. You said that she was focused on putting her shopping away, the beep, beep, beeps of the cash register, that she didn't even know she was talking to you. And at this point, I'm even calling BS on that, because we all know that when you call anybody, when you go to the opening of an envelope, you announce yourself as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. You just didn't even know who you are. Give me, piss off, Mutton. So this woman's apparently so unprofessional, and she seems to have bat ears that she can squeak in and listen to certain things that Meghan says. And after all, didn't Meghan say just tell a journalist just from the guttural noises she makes, people should automatically know what you mean? So why is that prove that she's lied yet again from that Oprah interview? Well, in the Oprah interview, she stated that she went to HR, she done tons and tons of things, she went to the firm, and they told her no, she couldn't get help. She went to her husband, and they said no, she wasn't allowed to go and get help, because it would bring shame, she says, shame on the firm. Then Harry comes out. Again, Harry contradicts her story yet again. They totally contradict each other's stories in this interview. And he said that, look, because remember, she said she went to HR, she told Harry, he tried to get her help, but couldn't get any help. So when he comes out, he says, Oprah quizzes him, why didn't you get your wife help? And he's like, she says, I can't remember verbatim, I'll put the clips up. And he said that he didn't even try, that he was ashamed to. But yeah, in this, she's saying that Harry got her help at the worst moment of her life. And we know that that's what she must be talking about, because being pregnant and saying you want to unalive yourself, yeah, that's got to be one of the darkest moments that anybody could go to. And I know that I've been there myself. I'm sure many people can relate to having those kind of thoughts. So what is it? What is it, mutton? Did you get the help? Or didn't you get the help? I also want to say that I did a video about where you gave birth to Archie. And it was at the Portland Hospital. And you get to basically, it's so fancy there that you get caviar and champagne just before your birth. The cribs that they have there for the babies are 4-poster ones. Everything is served to you in gold plates and spoons and forks. The best of China. So, for you to say that, and right, going back to the Portland Hospital. So, when you go to the Portland Hospital, you're also given a therapist. You're given doctors that will deal with your pregnancy. You get to know your midwives. You get to know the anesthesiologist. You get constant therapy, because they don't want, and especially postpartum, after you've had your baby, because a lot of mums can go into a serious depression after they have their baby. And the Portland Hospital is one of the most expensive hospitals in the world to have a baby. And when I looked at the packages, what they offer, because you can go onto their website and see this, and I'm going to put it all up in this video. As I'm talking, I'll be playing that stuff. The packages all tell you that they have in-house doctors that are just focused on. There's very little, under 1,000 babies a year born at the Portland. It's that expensive and that exclusive. So, and they have their own, obviously, in-house doctors, the best in the world, because it's the best that money can buy. And you're trying to sit there and tell us that no one offered you help, but then go on to your Archie shite podcast and then bump your gums again and lie again and say that you did get help. I hope you genuinely did. If you were feeling that way, if that's true, you're feeling that way, I'm glad that you got help. But at this point, you lie so goddamn much. It's my opinion, allegedly, that, yeah, I believe that Santa Claus flies around in a chocolate bloody sleigh faster than I believe anything that comes out of your mouth. So here's the clips that Harry and her saying about the lack of help on the Oprah interview.
Ashamed to say it at the time, and ashamed to have to admit it to Harry, especially, because I know how much loss he's suffered. Mm-hmm. But I knew that if I didn't say it, that I would do it, and I just didn't want to be alive anymore.
The Duchess.
I just liked what she did here. I really did. I'm just going to insert this before I play the other clips. That she only didn't do what she was going to do because she was scared for Harry. What about your child? You wicked old witch. What about your child? Does his life not mean as much as Harry's? Well, of course it doesn't. Harry's your golden ticket, isn't he? Harry's the Willy Wonka to you. Harry's your little precious. My love, my precious. Alright, okay, let's get the clips.
Need to go somewhere, and I was told that I couldn't, that it wouldn't be good for the institution.
So were you thinking of harming yourself? Were you having suicidal thoughts?
Yes, this was very, very clear.
You heard her there. No, I didn't get any help. I wasn't allowed to. I was told no. Let's get the next one.
I went to a very dark place as well.
Did you tell other people in the family, I need to get help for her, we need help for her?
That's just not a conversation that would be had.
Why?
I guess I was ashamed of admitting it to them, and I didn't have anyone to turn to.
And that's the way she wanted it, Harry. That's the way she wanted it. She didn't want you having anyone to turn to. That's what she made out. She got rid of your friends, separated you from your family, and made you feel like you were so alone that you even stating here you didn't have anyone to turn to, when you know that that's not true. In the past, you've even stated yourself that your brother, Kate, even your dad were people that, and your grandfather, are all people that you felt you could turn to. But since she came on the scene, you don't have anyone to turn to. Also, something like the death. Did you see that? The death stare that she literally gave Harry when he answered that question. Because remember, she just fed Oprah the bull crap that, she tried to get help. She told Harry and, they were told no, that they couldn't get any help. But then there's Oprah asking him about it. And then there's Harry contradicting what Mutton says. Saying that, no, they didn't try to get any help because they were ashamed. What's the true story here, Mutton? Because at this point, there's 3 of them. There's 3 stories that you put out now. What one is the truth? I'm willing to bet, allegedly, like, speculatively, that none of them are the truth. None of them. So moving away from that, I want to talk about, I'm just like drawing little snippets. I want to talk about the podcast the week before. I can't remember what it's called. I don't really care. But let me play this few little clips that really made me side-eye Mutton here.
Growing up in Los Angeles, these are the types of foods I would eat. Tamales, gormasabzi, larb, matzo ball soup, adobo, along with your usual kid fare of chicken nuggets and fries and burgers and pizza.
She's an absolute culinary genius here, rhyming off all these exotic names for foods. That's kind of interesting, Mutton, because wasn't it only like last year you were whining and bitching about that you had to live on $4.99 dollar salads from the Sizzler? That you're so poor that you had to take this job when you were 14 years old just so you could pay for a budget salad at the Sizzler.
With food, not much has changed there. But more than that, I had a real love of getting to know other cultures. And part of that, my mom and I, we would often go to the Korean spa together. Now, for those of you who haven't been to one before, it's a very humbling experience for a girl going through puberty because you enter a room with women from ages 9 to maybe 90, all walking around naked and waiting to get a body scrub on one of these tables that are all lined up in a row. All I wanted was a bathing suit, which you're not allowed, by the way. And once I was over that adolescent embarrassment, my mom and I, we would go upstairs, we would sit in a room, and we would have a steaming bowl of the most delicious noodles.
It's interesting, and I've noticed this, that you're going on and on, you whine on and on about culture and different diversities. Yet, I've noticed on this podcast, this is 5 episodes you've done, and you've never had one single person of the Caucasian persuasion on there. Not one. Because you're grafting and making money off of, I feel, the minority community. You're making money and grifting off of people's stories that at times are really heartfelt and something that nobody should be monetizing off. The other thing I want to say is this story regarding this massage parlour that she went to. And saying that she was prepubescent and everyone in there had to be naked. everyone. And she recalled that she wanted to put on her swimsuit and she was told no. So you mean to say that your mum was okay at the fact her daughter was uncomfortable in a massage parlour, a prepubescent teen in a massage parlour naked? Do you honestly think that that's okay? That adults and managers or whatever in this massage parlour are dictating to people, dictating to adults that children should be naked? That's disgusting to me. That's disgusting, and it's like grooming in a way. If I took my daughter anywhere and she felt uncomfortable that she didn't want to be naked and wanted to have her dignity covered up and the owner said no, you're damn sure I'd be grabbing my kid and leaving that place. I would not be staying somewhere where my daughter felt so uncomfortable that she wanted to wear a swimsuit because she was going through puberty and then was told no and then had to go through and sit in a place naked. I don't care if it was all women in there. You get women who can be pervs as much as you get guys who are that. And these days, in fact, you can't even be sure if the people you are sitting in there are biologically female. Because all you have to do now is say you identify as this and you can get into women's spaces. I find that absolutely... It blew my mind, absolutely blew my mind that she's sitting there thinking that this was okay, that no, that's not okay. It's absolutely not okay. And I want to thank, now I'm pulling away for the more serious part of that, because, yeah, that made me throw up in my mouth when I heard that. So, the fact that Lilani of Barbados caught her. She's plagiarised the story. We all know that Meghan loves her plagiarising. She's plagiarised nearly everything. Her book, her most of her speeches, even that thing she had copyrighted about the freckles and the stars. Well, do you know, she even plagiarised this Korean body spa story. And I've got the proof to show you.
Mom, do we have to be naked?
Well, that's the whole point, sweetie. This is a Korean spa where all women can feel comfortable in the nude.
Still, I think I'd prefer to keep my robe. Oh, I was not ready for this, and now I'm fine.
You can't take off your robe. You look like a busted Smeagol, you flat-chested beanpole-ass.
Mom, I know I shouldn't care so much, and I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but I just don't want anyone to see my weird body.
That's bull honky.
Mom, language.
I'm sorry, but your body is gorgeous. Just like all the women in here. Look around.
Lousy woo! There sure are.
The psychosis that she must have to just look at a cartoon and say, I'm going to plagiarize that. I've talked about her plagiarism in previous videos, but I just wanted to dissect how crazy that is, to just look at mainstream television shows. And she somehow got stuck. I don't know what trauma made her get stuck in the childhood dream of being a princess, but she's very messed up.
And I absolutely give credit to the beautiful Lilani for finding that. Isn't that creepy? And I agree with Lilani there. That is crazy that... And this is a show that's on Netflix, and we just know how... Netflix is, at this point, their middle name. It should be their first name, in fact. The Dutch... They should be their title. The Duke and Duchess of Netflix. So it's a Netflix show. That's where this came from. And it's oh so eerie similar to Meghan's story, isn't it? And that's a great find, Lilani found. A great find. So, I'm going to get going now. I just thought I would do an impromptu video. I've not put anything up for ages and I feel awful. My health's been totally... Yeah, it's been really bad. I'm not going to lie to you about that. It's been really bad. I'm winded. I get out of breath just walking a few, even to my gate. just doing like small menial tasks around the house, and the pain that I'm in is excruciating, and I think I got a massive fright, and I think that's what's maybe bringing on this anxiety, and the anxiety's triggering my Addison's disease, which is making me feel so much worse, and that scares me again, because an Addison crisis, it can lead to death, and so yeah, I've just been living in a constant state of anxiety, and it's been sucky. But I hope you are all going to enjoy this Halloween series I'm doing. I've been really working hard. I've been doing all the SFX makeup. I've been doing glam stuff, and I've been pulling stories together for the background of where these looks came from, and also fitting in, not filtering, the tutorials so you can recreate these at home. And it's taken a while. I didn't realise how much work this would take, because it takes hours and hours and hours and hours to do just one look. Then I've got to do it in steps, because I'm filming it, so I've got to do it in steps, because as I said, I'm filming it to do it in tutorials, so I've got to do one step, stop, record, explain what I'm doing in this other step, showing you the products, blah blah, stop, move on to the next step. It just takes a long time. And then after that, I've got to do a recording of the story, then the editing, and I didn't realise that if I knew it would have been this much work, I would have maybe done 2 or 3 looks, but I'm doing a lot more than that. We've got Halloween coming, and that's one a day, so I know you're going to like them. I've pulled in an element of comedy. That I've got a Harry one coming up. I've put a sneak peek. That's not what this costume came out finished like. It actually came out pretty good. It came out so good that I thought I'm going to go and show my neighbour this, and I was out in the garden, and he actually walked by, and he says to me, "All right, mate," and I looked up, and he's like, "Is that you?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Bloody hell," he's like, he says, "Now that I'm looking at you," he says, "if I had to have seen you in the dark," he says, "I would have screamed like a girl." So yeah, I've got going now. I'm waffling on, and I just wanted to get something out and tell you all how much I love you all, and yeah, how much I really, really miss you all. I've got loads of stuff still to do. I've got stuff to get down to the post office. So to the people regarding that, I haven't forgot. It's just my health has been so bad, so bad. But I'm going to try getting that out at the beginning of the week. I just really apologise that stuff happened with my health and stuff like that. I'm really, really sorry. And so, Ruth, sorry that I'm saying sorry. I know she's going to kick my ass for that. Love you all. Bye.